Yeah, let me share my screen first. And this is the last class. This is the last class for the session. And if we can move on, then we will do another level and do more game itself, okay? Because you get all the skills. Or I will encourage you guys, go to Java. And also, if you really want to sharpen your programming skills and you want to use it, I will encourage you guys to join the robotic club. And there you can use your skills. You can program. So let me show you one thing. Let me just share my screen. And then I'll show you this game, okay? So let me just give it a second. So this is the students who just joined the club last year, and she learned this Java, and then she programmed this, and this can be used to do the competition. Let me make this big. Where's my okay, you see why this is very, very advanced? The reason is that this is all automatic. No human being get involved. Let me see. Hello. Okay, so why this is very advanced? Because nobody get involved, no human get involved. It's all controlled by your code, just like what you write code for your game, right? So here you see, if you see one room here, then you need to put the wobble in this zone. If you do not see a room here, then you put the wobble in this zone. And if you see 4 rooms here, you need to put the wobble in the corner. And then you need to drive your robot to a position. You need to aim it, and then you need to control the speed, and you shoot the ring to the high goal. You see, you have 3 goals here. The high goal will give you 12 points. The middle goal will give you 6 points. If you shoot this goal, you get a -4 penalty. Okay. So then you see this robot will come back to pick up this ring, and it needs to know where is the ring. Do you have a ring, and where is it? It needs to come back to pick it up and then shoot it. So let me play this again. So that's why. So you have a place to use your skills to do the real thing. Okay. You see the drive the robot to that position. Now it's trying to move to the position. And aim it. Now you see, it started to shoot it. It started to move and shoot it. And you see it comes back to pick it up. You cannot miss it. You miss it, then you do not get it. You see it precisely shoot it into the high goal. And then put the wobble in the right place. So if you really wanted to use your skills, okay, you really wanted to use your skills and go to learn Java, or you come to join the club, then you have a place to write the code to control the robot. So it's Java. The code is written in Java. So that's why I'm serious about it. If you are serious about programming, and after you learn it, if you do not use it for half a year, pretty much you forgot the majority of it. Of course, it will be easier for you to pick it up again. But if you come to use it, then you will learn a lot more. Okay, so let me just close it now. So let me close it. So last week we learned animation. We just use position to do the animation. So today we are going to use a new skill. We call it sprite. So you use a sprite to do the animation. So what is a sprite? Sprite is just a computer graphics, right? So it's for you to do animation. They can be controlled by the player, and they can even interact with each other. Okay, that's a sprite. So I hope you can find your own sprite. To learn Pygame sprite, let's spend several minutes reading this website. I think you all have this website already. Go there to find the sprite. Let me also give you this URL so you can quickly. Yulania, I think if you wanted to get the code, let me just check. I put it into the Google Drive, I believe. Let me just go there and check it. Because it's now it's kind of long. I cannot put it in. I cannot just put it in the chat window. Let me just check it.
I don't think the code in the Google Drive.
You don't think so? Let me see. Let me go there.
It was the same from 2 weeks ago. So.
Let me go there. Okay, you see this is the code. Go fish level for Monday. Let me give you this URL. Okay, go there and read there. Read sprite. Sprite. Click on sprite. Okay. And then now I really want you guys to read those methods. Okay, read those methods. What method I want you to learn? Group. And then it's update and the draw methods. Group, update, and the draw methods. At least you need to read those. Come here and click on sprite as well. Okay, learn group. And then it's update and the draw method. Okay. Read the update and the draw method. All right, come back. If you remember last time, when we do button, we create a class. Then we see the beauty of a class or the convenience the class provides. And you can easily create an instance of that class. And we call that instance, usually we call it an object. So we will keep doing that. And once you can write your own class and you use the class, I think that's already the highest level of a programming, because object-oriented programming, it's deal with class. Why we use class? We say object-oriented because you treat everything in the world as an object. You give it some behavior, you give it some attributes, and then you control that object. And that's how it works in Python, in Java. It's object-oriented, okay? So if you can write your own class and then you use it to achieve your goal, so you are already a very advanced programmer. Okay, so let's keep doing that. So today, let's just start with a Sprite class, okay? So let's start with a very simple code. I will give you the very simple code. So this is the first code we got when you get into Pygame, the simplest one, okay? So at the right, you guys start with a new file or new Python file. Okay, let me just give you this. If you don't have it, let me just give you this. So let me also come back to do this here. So this is my simplest Pygame file code. So if I run it, this is what we got. That's a very simple thing. When you come to my class for Pygame in the very beginning, that's what you get. All right. So let's do the work based on that. All right. So move on. So let's get the 10 sprites that I provide to you. That 10 sprites is a 10 work PNG file. It should be here. If you scroll down, and you will see these 10 sprites here. Download them. Go ahead, download all of them. Okay? Go ahead and download it. I will give you 2 minutes to do it. And you know after you download it, where to put it, right? You have to remember the location. Put it into the same location as your project, as your Python file. Go ahead and do it. And this class today is the highest class we have for Python, okay? If we move on, then we just do specific games. Or you come to learn Java and join the club and do the real world thing. I hope you know eventually all the robotic games, they can use Python, but right now the framework is still Java because Java is more powerful, okay? All right, so go ahead and download it, and then at 7:30, then I will move to coding. All right, so after you download it, so what I'm going to do is that we are going to create our own Sprite class, okay? If you come to the website, you'll see you have the Sprite, right? If you click on this, you have Sprite. So that's a Sprite class. We will create our own Sprite class, okay? So this class loads all the images and implements the update method. And I ask you to read the update and the draw method, right? So this will create a child class of sprite. It's called AOE sprite or a own class. And it will implement the update method. Because the update method in sprite class does nothing. It's just an input method there. It does not do anything. So you have to make sure the update will do something. Okay, so we will implement that. The sprite class has an update method, but it does nothing. Therefore, we need to implement it. Okay, so in addition to overriding the sprite update method, it also needs to assign a sprite image and a sprite record attribute. So this is all done in our AOE sprite class. Of course, you can create your own class. I name it AOE class because I like AOE. Okay, so I created an AOE class for that. So you need to assign the sprite image. You need to get the sprite record. We know record is very important, right? It tells you the position and it tells you the dimension. And the initializer can accept any number of group instances to be added to. So when you initialize it, it can accept any number of groups instances. So when subclass in the sprite, so we are creating the AOE sprite class, it's the child or a subclass of the sprite. You need to be sure to call the base initializer before adding the sprite to groups. So I ask you to read the groups. So we will see how all these things work together. Okay, so we will go by step and dive into it, make you powerful on coding. Okay, so let's go to the next slide. And you see this is a class. I have all the code here. Let me just copy it and give it to you. All right, so I want you to look at my screen first. So I have this code, I put the class right before the main loop. All right, you see in my class, I have two methods, right? This is a constructor init. If you remember when you do the button class, you also have this method because this is for you to initialize your instance. And then you see we have a method called update. And you see sprite does have an update method, but it's input. It does not do anything. It does not do anything. Okay, so that's why we need to implement it. So let's just go to the initializer. You see what does it do? The initializer create an attribute. I hope you understand this, okay? This is a list. Right now it's input, right? But when with these images, that means you have an attribute called images. The images actually is a list, okay? And then we do this loop. What do we do? In this loop, I just append the 10 sprites, okay? That's the image file. You see, I use a Pygame image load. I give the file name. It's walk0 PNG, walk1 PNG, walk2 PNG, right? Oh, okay, it's from 1. It's a walk1 up to walk11, or walk10, because 11 is exclusive, okay? So you just add those 10 images to this images list. And then you set your object's index to 0. That's the attribute, the index to 0. And then you set your sprite's image to the one. Which one? Depends on the index. Okay, right now index is 0, so that means it's a walk1 PNG. So that's your current image for your sprite. And what is the vector for your image? Okay, so that's this rectangle, right? So I hope you understand this part. If you do not, raise your hand or speak up. Let me post here. You understand the code here? What does it do? Okay. If you do not have problems, so now let's just do a quick look at the update method. I said if you are sprite, you have an update method that does nothing. So you need to implement it. You see, when we create the AOE sprite, and I put this one in the parentheses, that means this is the parent, this is the child, right? So the child inherits everything from the parent. So we inherit the update method. So when we implement it, we say we override the parent method. Okay, we override it. So you see what does this do? In the update, I increase the index value. I increase it. If the index value is larger than the length of the list, then I reset it back to 0. You can have a better code to do that. Okay, you can have a better code to do that. So you see here, okay, you see here, you increase it, and then if it goes out of the range, you set it back to 0. And what does the update do? The update actually is just to update your current image for the sprite. This is your sprite. Now you use this image for your sprite. And if you update it, you increase the index value, and you use the index value to pull out a new image, then you assign that new image to your sprite. So your sprite now has a new image. So that's why I say it's animated, because you will keep refreshing your image, right? So make it animated. So that's the purpose. So I want you to understand this. Any question? All right. If you do not have question, then let's move on. So because we already have the skills, so now we see, oh, I know it, that's good. So if you know that, I will tell you, you are very, very capable now. You can do a lot more things. You may not realize that, but let me tell you, those students who join the club, they learn the Java, and then I really don't want to teach them much more. They can go ahead and do it by themselves because they have all the concepts now, so they can program it. Okay, so come back to this slide. You say now we get an instance of the AOE sprite and make it a group. So let me just give you this code. Okay, simple code. Where do we put the code? Put it right before the main loop. Right before it. You see what do? I just create a walk sprite object. It is an instance of the AOE sprite that we just created. And this is the class. And this class is the child of the sprite class. Okay. I hope now you understand this logic. Okay. Always see this relationship you created. And then I asked you to read what is a group. All right. What is a group? You just put your sprite in this group. So this group only has one instance. of your AOE spread. Okay, this one I think every one of you understand it. I just create a color. I just create a color. Now here is the spread group. Okay, and in this group I just added my AOE spread instance to it. All right, I have that now. Is that enough? Not yet. So let's move on. So now it's ready for us to work the spread in the game frame. In the main loop, add the following code. It updates the JAWS, or it updates and JAWS the spread. Okay. So I want you guys go back and then go to the website and tell me what does this mean. Okay. So let me give you this code again. And you watch where I put it, okay? So let me come to my code. And in the main loop, put it here. I will fill the screen with white. And I set the frame rate to 10. And I just call the groups update method. And I call the groups draw method. Okay? So I want you guys now go back to read the update method and the draw method. What does they do? Go back to the website. Okay, go to the group first, okay? The group. Click on group, and then you see the group update and the group draw, and read it. So what does draw do? It draws your spread, okay? Draws your spread on the screen, okay? On the surface. Or this is clear. So draw. It draws it on the surface. Draws the content spreads to the surface, okay? It will use your spread image. Okay, what is a spread image? That's the work PNG file. And we change the index value, then every time we got a new one. Every time we got a new one. So what does the update do? Update will call our spread update method. Okay? If you understand that, now we come back and save the code, and then now let me run it. I got this. Right, so let me stop sharing. I needed to get 4 students to share your screen to me. I needed 2 boys, 2 girls. So if you are finished and you want to volunteer, you can put your hands on the participants list. If not, then I will just call you. I need 2 boys and 2 girls. Okay. Anyone wants to volunteer?
It doesn't work for me. It's like this. They're like, it doesn't keep refreshing. So the spread doesn't seem to work.
Can I take a look at yours? Can you share yours to me, Victor?
Yeah. So I share my screen like this. So I just copy and stuff. It's like this. Then when I run it, you can see this person is just like, you can see the previous frames, but like it doesn't like walk.
Yeah, can you close this one? Let me see your code first, okay?
Okay.
Or can you screw up now a little bit more? Do you have all the? Do you have all these work sprites?
Yeah, I have them. I downloaded all of them. I downloaded all of them. It just seems like it's not refreshing because, like, if you do this, you can see like all the previous sprites. You can see this shoe is like backwards, but it's not like
Okay.
refreshing.
Okay. Do not name your. Okay. I think you have a mistake here. Do not name your file sprite. Can you change the name of it? Because sprite is already. Can you change your file name, sprite? You change it to something else. You change it to like a class 4, something like that. You refactor it. See if it helps you. Yeah. So save it and then now run it.
Make it run what?
And right-click it.
It doesn't seem to help. It's still, I don't think it's related to the name.
So do you have the images? Where's your images? Can you show me?
Sure. You can see right here. You can see it right here. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, I do see it.
Apparently, it's just like not filling or something. I put it here. It was just like not doing.
I think it's better to put your. Yeah, when you fill the screen, you do it. The screen fill do it in the first line. So you fill it first. Fill the screen with what first?
Seems weird. I just put like this test statement to like see what's happening. You can see in the bottom it should be saying like a bunch of highs, but like it's not. So apparently it's not getting through this part. Yeah, it's just straight up not going here. So I don't know what's going on. Oh, wait, I was running the wrong one, so apparently it does here. So get rid of these things. I don't know. If I run this sprite, it's just like this.
Does it work now?
Nope.
Okay, can you just close your PyCharm and do it again, and just close your PyCharm, say load it again, see if it helps. All right, so Jingjing, can you share yours?
Yeah, I'm gonna run it first.
Cool, very good. All right, Serena, I need to see yours.
It's on a different tablet.
Oh, okay, so then let me get it, Jennifer.
Okay, wait a second.
Cool, very good. All right, ED, can I see yours? ED Cho. Good. All right, so let me get another boy. Daniel.
Okay, I'll share my screen.
Yeah, please.
Hold on. Can you see?
I cannot see your game window. I
Oh,
see your code.
okay.
Share your game window to me.
Oh,
Victor, I want you to delete that sprite file. That may
There.
cause. I still
Yeah,
don't
I
see
fixed it. So reality because I kept resetting it.
Does it
every-
work now?
Yep,
The
it
whole
works.
walk sprite thing. So I
Okay.
figured it out.
So what's the problem, Victor?
So basically, what was causing the problem was that like
Yeah, the sprite file, right? You need to remove it. Remove the sprite file from
remove
you.
the sprite file.
What? You already removed it, right?
Yeah, I've already figured.
Okay, good. Okay, if you fix
No,
it.
I didn't. I figured out the problem. Yeah.
What is the problem? What is the problem?
So basically, because it kept reset, because like if you put like the walk sprite and the walk group inside the loop, then it keeps resetting, so it doesn't have a chance to actually do the thing.
Okay. All right, so let's move on. So you see here with a class, you can easily to get an instance and you add it to the group. And then once you call the groups update and the groups draw method, it will draw the new sprite image. The new sprite image. So let me just show you. So every time you draw, it draws the sprite image on the screen. And every time you call updated, that means you reset the sprite image to a new image, to a new sprite image. Because you see the sprites, they look very similar, but there are small differences there. So that's why when you run it and it keep refreshing, you see it's animated. This animated. Okay. So that's how a game is developed. Of course, you see now, if we know how to do programming, and then a big part of gaming actually is the artwork. How do you create those sprites, right? With different poses. All right, so now let's move on to the next step. So you have the sprite working, and then can we changing the position, make the sprite work in a different location? Can it work at the distance? And how? Let's look into the draw method, okay? In the draw method, draws the content sprite to the surface argument. This uses the sprite image attribute for the source surface and the sprite record for the position. So what does it mean? Come back to the draw method, you see, draw surface, draws the content sprites to the surface argument. This uses the sprite image attribute for the source surface and the sprite record for the position. Then now you understand why we needed to have the record and we need to have the image, because that's required if you create a sprite class. These two things are required. They are the attribute of the sprite class. So if you create a child, you still need that. So you see the record actually determines the position. So now if I change the record, then it will work. So let's see how it works. So let me go to the next slide. Let's do it. So we need to just change our class a little bit. So let me give you the new code for the class. I want you to replace the old code. Just replace that, and you don't need to change anything else. And then I will come back to explain this to you. Okay, So you have that code. So for me, I will replace the whole thing here. Okay. I really did not change anything here, but I do set the original position, X and the Y. Okay. X and Y, not the record I use, the X and the Y value. The X value and the Y value. Okay. So now here, when I do update it, I do change the index value for sure. I also change the X and the Y value. And if the X value is larger than the width of your game window, I reset it. If the Y value is larger than the height of your game window, I reset. Okay, I reset it. So that's why you see when X value is larger than the width, I increase S value by 20. So it's work from top left to right, then go to the next row, walk from left to right, then goes to the next row, walk from left to right. And here in the update method, I also set the new record I use in the X and Y value. With that, now let me run it. See what happens. You see the walk. Okay, it's walking very slow. So let me make it a little bit quick. How do I change that? I change this to 60. 6 times fast, the frame rate, okay? Then you see the effect. And let's finish this row, and then it will go to the next row. So it increased by 20. It will keep working that way. All right, so you guys go ahead and do it. And I wanted to get 2 students, one boy and one girl. I give you 2 minutes to work on it. You run it, see if you have a problem. If you have a problem, fix it. And then I will let you to share it to me. Hello, does it work for you? Hello.
Oh,
Can you share it to me?
I'm not done yet.
Okay, Selena.
Me?
Yes, Selena, yes, you.
Oh, okay.
Good. Okay. All right. Let me get Alec, Jane. Alec. Alec, are you there? I think Alec is missing.
Let me check with his mom.
Okay, yeah. Check with his mom. I don't know.
Okay, I haven't finished yet. I sent a message. I haven't finished yet.
Okay, you have not finished yet. Okay. So Stephen Lee, can you share yours to me? Okay, good. All right, very good. so you have it. So let's move on then. I hope you guys, if you guys need more time, just let me know. I wish you can do your work. All right, no, let's move on then. Already finished this slide. Okay, finally, let's just say goodbye. All right, so I think that's what I just did. So let me just do this. All right, so finally, let's say goodbye to the past because we are a good developer now. Let's play a goodbye song and sit back for several minutes and enjoy it. So you can use your own favorite song. So let me just do this and give it to you. And then let me put it here in the before the main loop, okay? And then let me just run this. And then let me change this slower, so make it 20. So that's what I showed you last week.
I heard that you settled down, that you found a girl and you're married now. I heard that your dreams came true. Guess she gave you things I didn't give to you. Old friend, why are you so shy? Ain't like you to hold back or hide from the light. I hate to turn up out of the blue uninvited, but I couldn't stay away. I couldn't fight it. I had hoped you'd see my face and that you'd be reminded that for me.
All right, so that's all. That's all I have. For the sprite, you see how it works. How can you create a class? How can you use the method that the parent class has? And how can you update the method that the parent has and make it work for your purpose? And then you have the sprite, the animated image, and you have the sound. And if you wanted to do more, then you can create a very good game, right? You can create a very good game, and you have the sound, you have the animation, you have the position, you can change the background, the colors, you can draw shapes, you have all the skills you need. And then, the only thing, we just do not do a serious game. So if we wanted to continue in the future, then we will just do specific games like the car race and do those. But actually, you get all the skills you need for gaming and the basic gaming. And the level 4 ends here, and it's the last class. As I put in the beginning of today's class, if you wanted to do more, either go to Java or we still continue to level 5. And also you can join the club and use your skills, your programming mindset and the skills. Okay, if you have question, you can ask me, or I turn the class back to Miss Key.